Here's what most football fans don't realize. Wednesday's UEFA Super Cup clash between PSG and Tottenham could completely reshape how we view both clubs' trajectories this season. And the outcome might shock everyone who thinks they know which team has the upper hand. When Europa League victors Tottenham Hotspur square off against Champions League triumphants Paris Saint-Germain this Wednesday, we're not just witnessing another trophy match. We're seeing two clubs at completely different crossroads, each carrying baggage that could either propel them to glory or send them crashing down to earth. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite PSG's Champions League crown, many pundits are quietly whispering that Spurs might actually be the favorites going into this encounter. Why? The numbers tell a fascinating story that mainstream media isn't discussing. Tottenham enters this showdown fresh off what can only be described as a humiliating 4-0 demolition by Bayern Munich in their final preseason friendly. Meanwhile, PSG are still licking their wounds from an equally devastating defeat to Chelsea in the Club World Cup final. Both teams, despite their recent European success, are dealing with serious confidence issues. But which club will overcome their demons first? And this is the part most people miss. PSG's remarkable Champions League campaign saw them systematically dismantle English opposition at every crucial stage. League phase, round of 16, quarterfinals, and semifinals. Now they're salivating at the chance to complete their English collection by toppling another Premier League heavyweight in the picturesque setting of Udine, Italy. However, there's a massive elephant in the room that could swing this entire contest. While PSG hasn't enjoyed a proper preseason due to their grueling summer commitments across the United States, Tottenham has methodically worked through 6 preparation matches. During these games, newly appointed head coach Thomas Frank has been desperately attempting to address the glaring defensive weaknesses that plagued Spurs throughout the previous campaign. PSG manager Luis Enrique couldn't hide his excitement when discussing the magnitude of this fixture. This represents an extraordinarily special encounter that unites the Champions League and Europa League victors. Naturally, our objective remains crystal clear. We intend to claim victory and commit everything we have to achieving that goal. But Thomas Frank's response might raise some eyebrows. PSG stands as Europe's premier footballing force. They completed the treble and appear incredibly formidable across all 11 starting positions. While this presents a phenomenal challenge for our opening competitive fixture, we maintain unwavering belief in our capabilities. Here's what's really interesting, though. Is Frank being genuinely humble, or is he playing mind games? Some insiders suggest Tottenham's camp is far more confident than these public statements suggest. For fans eager to witness this potentially explosive encounter, viewing options vary significantly by location. UK supporters can catch the action on TNT Sports, while American audiences will need Paramount+. Indian viewers should tune into SonyLIV, and Australian fans can access the match through Stan Sport. Those preferring comprehensive live coverage can follow ESPN's detailed match updates throughout the contest. The essential match information couldn't be more straightforward. Wednesday, August 15th, at 8 p.m. BST, which translates to 3 p.m. ET, 12:30 a.m. IST, and 5 a.m. AEST Thursday for international viewers. The historic Stadio Friuli in Udine, Italy, will provide the backdrop, with Portuguese referee João Pinheiro overseeing proceedings and Tiago Martins handling VAR duties. Team availability presents intriguing storylines for both camps. PSG will navigate the match without midfielder João Neves, who finds himself suspended for this crucial encounter. For Tottenham, the injury list reads like a medical emergency. James Maddison remains sidelined with an ACL injury, estimated return mid-February. Dejan Kulusevski battles a knee problem, potentially back mid-September. And Radu Dragusin faces an extended ACL recovery, targeting mid-October return. Additionally, Dominic Solanke's ankle issue makes him doubtful, while Destiny Udogi's muscle problem creates another selection headache. But here's where it gets controversial. Are these injuries actually blessing in disguise for Tottenham? Some tactical experts argue that Frank's enforced team selection might create a more balanced, hungrier starting 11 than the injury-free alternatives. Expected lineups reveal fascinating tactical approaches from both managers. PSG appears set to deploy their trademark 4-3-3 formation, with Lucas Chevalier between the posts, supported by a back four featuring Achraf Hakimi, Marquinhos, William Pacho, and Nuno Mendes. Their midfield triangle of Warren Zaire-Emery, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz promises creativity and control, while the attacking triumvirate of Desiré Doué, Ousmane Dembélé, and Kavicha Kvaratskhelia threatens devastating pace and unpredictability. Tottenham's anticipated 4-2-3-1 setup places Guglielmo Vicario in goal, protected by Pedro Porro, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven, and Jed Spence. The defensive midfield partnership of Rodrigo Bentancur and João Palhinha suggests Frank prioritizes solidity over flair, while the attacking quartet of Mohamed Kudus, Pape Matar Sarr, Wilson Odobert, and Richarlison must somehow unlock PSG's typically stubborn defense. Transfer speculation continues swirling around both clubs, adding another layer of complexity to this encounter. Tottenham finds itself locked in transfer battles, with Eberechi Eze emerging as a primary target despite Arsenal's competing interest. The 27-year-old Crystal Palace star has 2 years remaining on his current deal, with an original £68 million release clause potentially complicating negotiations. Similarly, Savinho's situation creates intrigue as Tottenham pushes for the Brazilian winger, while Manchester City shows reluctance to release their promising talent. Meanwhile, PSG has already made significant moves, securing goalkeeper Lucas Chevalier from Lille for €40 million, plus potential €15 million bonuses, positioning him as Gianluigi Donnarumma's replacement and their new #1 choice. But here's the million-dollar question that nobody's asking. With all this transfer uncertainty and injury chaos, are we about to witness one of the biggest upsets in UEFA Super Cup history? What do you think? Will PSG's Champions League pedigree prove decisive? Or could Tottenham's hunger for silverware and tactical preparation spring the ultimate surprise? And more controversially, is this the match that finally proves the Europa League winner can be superior to the Champions League champion? Share your boldest predictions in the comments below, because something tells me the so-called experts might get this one completely wrong.